Okay, so today I'm going to talk about this petzl anchor I've been using, the Coeur Pulse. Compared to the more familiar removable anchor that at least I'm more familiar with is the Fixie 3-piece bolt, which it's actually 4 pieces, but they call it a 3-piece. These are technically removable, but I don't think they're really meant to be removed like that day. It's more for like down the road if you need to replace or repair the bolt. It's easier to get out. Although you can get them out, you just kind of need to use a tool like a pry bar or something to pull it out, and they come out pretty easy. This is the normal bolt here, which is a stainless steel wedge bolt. They're pretty strong. The hanger's 30 kilonewtons, but the bolt's like 50 or 60, I don't know. The rock will break before the bolt will, I'm sure. At least the rock around here. But you leave these. I always double up on everything, so going out, a set of these will cost $20 every time you go, if not more. If you're using longer, more expensive bolts. So it adds up pretty quick. You get a few guys anchoring, you could have $100 in hardware pretty easily being left behind. I've never really used these with the idea that I was gonna pull them out and reuse them. It's more just the idea if it needs to be repaired or something down the road that it's easier to pull out. But I mean, yeah, technically you could pull it out and use it again. I think you'd only get away with that a few times. Whereas this one here, the petzl, I went out yesterday when we rappelled off at 2 of these, and it didn't have any issues. And I looked at the holes and everything really good when it was all done, and everything was really clean. So I didn't film any of that. So today we're gonna use this rock in my tailgate. But you can see this goes in and out without any tools. This is a limestone, but it's a pretty solid, hard limestone. Even after my son and I hanging off of these, we didn't have any issues at all getting them out. So that's pretty good, and no tools needed, no problems. And this one is one of the ones that was used. I cleaned it up, but you see there's really no wear on it at all. So I can see these lasting for quite a while. I don't know if I can get 100 uses out of it, but maybe. I don't know. Have to just see. Not really sure. The wear resistance of this, and it might depend on the kind of rock and how much movement you do. Another thing about it is it needs a 12 millimeter 4-point bit to do the right hole for it. So a lot of you guys are probably using this kind of bit right here. This is a 1/2 inch spade bit, and it's not what you need. This one will really make a pretty big hole, definitely bigger than 12 millimeters, unless it's substantially worn out, but I wouldn't count on that. So what you want to do is you want to get a 12 millimeter 4-point bit like this one here. They're very difficult to find. You might be tempted to try a 1/2 inch, but petzl specifically warns against that. So just go online and order the 12 millimeter bits. You can find them. They're about twice as expensive, but it is what it is. But what's cool is if you use these and decide that it's a good spot, you want to come back to it over and over again, you can you got a hole, and then you could take a bit like this and drill it out to 1/2 inch for a wedge bolt, if that's what you want to do. I think you could probably get that in a 12 millimeter hole if you hit it hard enough. I don't know. Probably better to drill it out though. So drill it with a 1/2 inch bit, or even better would be, put a glue in there. But you get the idea. So anyways, I haven't really used this enough to really form a solid opinion on it, but from what I've seen, I think it's pretty good. They cost about $70 a piece, so it seems pretty expensive. That's really expensive for what it is. That's really expensive. So I don't know if you're really gonna save a ton of money over these. It really depends on how often you need a removable anchor and how long it lasts. So this bolt right here is about 10 bucks, but you can use the bolt one time. You could take the hanger, get another bolt, but the hanger is the cheap part of the whole setup, so saving a little bit there, but the bolt's what costs the money. You know, in limestone like this, I like to use a longer bolt. It's a hard limestone, but it's still limestone. So I was a little nervous about the bolt length on this, but I haven't had any problems with it yet. So if I do, I'll update that. But anyways, I'll definitely keep you guys posted on whether these are worth it or not. You're definitely looking at a few $100 to get set up in these, depending on how many you need. And you can buy a lot of these for that. So it really depends on how much you're doing. For me, the best option is to still carry a little bit of everything. You never know what you're going to get into. Anyways, thanks for watching.